listen, I have 84 million rubles, and I didn't get there by playing labs constantly, finding GPUs after GPUs or LEDX after LEDX. I did it just by the old quantity over quality way. And in today's video, I definitely want to show you some of my tricks that I use, and also just items that I think are so misunderutilized and not grabbed enough while you're in raid that you need to start grabbing. And before, listen, Tanner, this message is for Tanner. Come here. Before you say anything in the comments, Tanner, about how you have 200 million rubles and I'm poor, go yourself. I don't care. This is for everyone else that wants to just learn how to loot a little bit better and know what to loot a little better. So F you, Tanner. F you. So let's start with some apps, some websites that'll help you guys looting, learning the game, stuff like that. But most importantly, learning what to sell. Okay, the first thing is I'm going to show you, I'm going to, give a little shout out to my boy Veritas. He worked really hard on this, the Tarkov Battle Buddy. It does have a price checker on it. It's in a nice app format. It has so much more than price checks, but if you're just looking to see how much something's worth or a general idea, it's awesome. I can't say enough good things about this. Veritas did a great job. The other thing I would like to show you, if you don't have a phone on you or around you, you can check out the EFT field guide at EFTFG.com, and it does have a flea market price check. This is a free website also. The last one I'm going to show you is Tarkov-Market. This one is phenomenal. I really enjoy this one quite a bit, to be honest, but it is $5 a month, and there's a reason for that. So let's say we're going to search here for, let's just say CPU fans, right? We're just going to search for CPU fan right here, and we can see what the flea market price was in the past 3 hours. But what's cool about it is you can see what you can craft with it, barters for it. So if you're like, what is this barter for? You can check that out. You can see that, like, what the prices have been over the last 7 days. It does a lot more than a lot of these other things because this is a paid service. Of course, it's around $5 a month, but you don't need it. I think the Battle Buddy app is perfect. I also think, the field guide's good, but if you really want to get hardcore with it, I'm just showing you these websites, right? The last one is Map Genie, and of course this one is a little bit paid. If you want to go into, say, I think Reserve and Lighthouse are both a paid map, and it's like, I think $5 for a lifetime membership or something, but this website's unreal. So it doesn't tell you how much something is, but what it will do is it'll show you where things are if you want to loot them. So as you can see here, there's a bunch of little dots here, and on the left here, it shows you like what they're symbolizing. So you can press hide all, and then if we want, we can see like where all the caches are, right? So if we want to loot just caches for that run, if we want to loot PC blocks, where are they? This is a really useful tool I use all the time, and I have over 6,000 hours in this game. I use it constantly to just get an idea of some loot runs, or just to even see where things are that I still don't know where. So these websites I really like, and it'll just give you a little bit of an extra edge if you need it. One thing I do want to tell you guys though is you're using this as a guide. This isn't gospel, right? Because right now it says it's about 6,600 rubles a square, which means this one by one item is 6,600 rubles. So that means this CPU fan isn't worth much. And we're aiming for 10,000. That's what I always say, is 10,000 rubles a square is what you're kind of aiming at. And you might find, say, 4 CPUs and you'd be like, you know what, it's not worth it. But if you go here, you can see CPU fans are going for quite a bit of money. I bet you if you put them up for 15,000, they'd sell. So it's one of those things where you're using it as a guide, and you might get burnt and you will just learn from that. But again, this is a loose guide, and just use it to help you little by little. The goal we're going for is always making sure you're filling up your backpack. Okay, that's the first thing. I will show you some tricks. I will show you some items that I think are underlooked, but you want to just make sure you're constantly filling up your backpack, because then whenever you go and you say you find something better, at least you can replace it. One by one item that's worth 3,000 rubles is still worth more than an empty square, right? So always the first thing on your mind should be, let's just grab whatever crap we can get, especially on a scav run. Just grab everything you can, right? And then afterwards, once you find some better stuff, you can start replacing it. Now, a good survival rate in Tarkov is 50%, right? If you have 50%, that's a really good survival rate. So let's say you do, and you have a 1,000,000 ruble kit, and then the next run you have a 1,000,000 ruble kit. You are going to be losing one of these 1,000,000 ruble kits, but you have to make sure that that one run, you're still getting out with a lot of stuff to make some sort of net positive. And here's the thing, 50% survival rate, I would say that's only 10% of the EFT community. I would say more times than not, it's under 50 easy. So you want to make sure that you're optimizing every time you go into raid. And a good way to do this is rigs. Okay, the first thing I want to show you guys are the security vests and the scav vest. I really like picking up these items, and I talk about it all the time in stream because they are 2x3 items and they sell for what? This one's going for 18,000, 20,000 right now. The scav vest is going for 22,000. So roughly these are 20,000 a piece. Now, yes, they do take up 6 slots in your inventory, in your backpack, but here's the cool thing, right? I can put 6 slots worth of items inside of them, so it negates them right away. Yes, if you have bigger items and you want to talk like that, it doesn't give you enough room. Say you find a gun or whatever, but to be honest, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Guns generally aren't worth the size of the space they're going to take in your backpack. If you put them on your sling, say they're your secondary, okay, it's awesome. But inside of a backpack, more times than not, most guns aren't worth the squares they take up. I'm just going to say that right now. But these vests, or let's say, take for example, this Triton, it's going to be worth more because the Triton rig, again, it's worth 27,000. But the most important thing is it is 4x3, which means it takes up 12 slots, but it's going to give you 16 slots worth inside. So now you're expanding your backpack, you can put more stuff in there, and not only that, is you're getting money from the Triton also. So when you're scavving, when you're out PMCing and you kill a scav, or you find a rig or something and it is found in raid, I'm just rewatching this back, and even if it's not found in raid, the rigs are generally worth it because they'll sell the rig man for something, and as long as they're expanding your inventory, they're worth it. And also, when I was talking just a second ago about how most of the time guns aren't worth it to put in your backpack, I'm talking about stock guns. Like an M4 takes up 8 slots, but it's only worth like 50,000 rubles, a stock M4. So that's what I'm talking about. If you find one on a player or something, of course it's worth putting in your backpack with all the attachments, but I'm more of talking of generally when it comes down to stock weapons. It's always worth snagging because you can put probably more inside of it than what it takes up in your backpack. And these little 1x1 items that you're like, that's only 10,000, that's only 20,000. These add up quite a bit. So these are your best friend. These little rigs are generally, more times than not, worth it picking them up. Backpacks are the one thing you should be kind of splurging on, actually. And I know it seems dumb because you're dying constantly, and you know, at the Burkett, it's fantastic, right? It's a 5x4, it's 20 slots, it's cheap, it's 23,000 rubles, where say the Tri-Zip is a little more expensive. It is a 6x5, it holds 10 more items than the Burkett. It's a 30 slotter, but it's double the price, geeks. Like I can't afford that. Let me try to figure out this math with you, and I'll explain why. Okay, let's try to follow the bouncy ball together. The Burkett has 20, the Tri-Zip has 30. The Tri-Zip is double the price, but if we are aiming to get 10,000 a slot per item on the flea market with everything, that means as long as we get out one every 4 raids, we're making an extra 100,000 in that raid. So that negates the price of you paying for the Tri-Zip all 4 of those raids. Yes, you're paying say 90,000 extra because you are going from the Burkett to the Tri-Zip for those 4 raids. You're paying 90,000 extra, but as long as you have a 25% survival rate and you get out once with a full backpack, you're going to make up the money for all 4 of those backpacks in that one raid. That's why most times than not, everyone will tell you get the biggest backpack you can. It will pay for itself in the long run. I get it if you're on a shitty streak and you died 4 times in a row, but trust me, you'll get those 2 wins, full backpack, and it'll pay for itself. Always pay for the bigger backpack. So this late in the wipe, a lot of people are going to be ammo snubs. I'm sorry, but a lot of people see ammo lying around, say woods or interchange or anything, and they're just like, it's only 545 BP, who cares? But you see profit and you see an opportunity every time you see ammo. Ammo is one of those things, let's just take for example this 545 BP, that is overlooked a lot. When you find it out in the wild, no one's grabbing it because they don't see profit in it. But again, we're just aiming for 10,000 a slot, and this is something that is perfect for that. BP, BT, anything, just pick up this ammo and just start learning about what's worth money and what's not, because a lot of people are just overlooking this. So let's take for example this BP. Right now it's roughly, I bet you can get 400, probably 399, but let's just call it 400 right now. Okay, we got our trusty calculator, and now we're going to do the math because I'm kind of a jarber, and to be honest, I can't do it on my head kind of thing. I could, it's 12,000, but you know what I mean. So 400 times 30 rounds is 12,000, right? So this BP right here is 12,000. But the best part about ammo is it can stack. So instead of you only having 30 in 1x1 slot, you can actually make it so it's 60. So now this 1x1 slot of BP that everyone overlooked, you found say 120 rounds of it because it was in one of those big containers, it's 24,000 a slot. This is something that is working for you because these people are putting their nose up in the air for this ammo. You're going to make profit off of it. Same thing with BT. BT is fantastic. You're getting 500. Again, you can do 60 on there. You're making 30,000 for every 60 rounds. This is something that is a gold mine that everyone overlooks, loose ammo, because they think, oh, 7.62 BP is all I want to use, or I only want to use M855A1. No one says that, I'm not gonna lie. I only want to use M62. Like, but you just try to make money. Loose ammo is great. Just pick it up. And here's the thing, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to pick up some ammo and be like, oh shit, this wasn't worth anything. And that's okay. Now you know. But just look at it, pick it up, check it out on the flea market, one of those guides like the Battle Buddy or, you know, Tarkov Market, and get a rough idea what it's going for, because it's worth more than you think most of the time. PCs are one of my favorite ways to make money in Tarkov. I put out this video. I'm gonna link it over here somewhere, right here somewhere. That's the thumbnail, but I'll post it up top right for you guys, so you guys can check that out after this video if you want. And it's just a little loot run that I do with computers, and it's all on interchange because there's 42 computers on interchange, and as you can see, they're all tightly grouped together. And these are what I call the holy four in computer looting. These will always get you 10,000, and if they don't right at this moment, don't worry, just wait an hour or two, because you will. RAM right now, what it's going for, it's going for 10. CPUs are going for, you can probably get 15 for them. CPUs are going for 11, and then these printed circuit boards usually go for around 18 to like 15. So these are the holy four. And again, we're so late in the wipe. I would say we're in the middle of the wipe, maybe a little more than middle, who knows, but everyone just wants PvP. A lot of people aren't searching these computers. So if you do a scav run, these are the holy four you should be looking for, because again, overlooked. Not many people are really caring about money at this point because they have millions of rubles, but you know what, you do. So if you see any of these items in a PC block, always snag them. I know someone's going to comment about this, so I'm just making a quick, you know, PS on this one. If, of course, the holy, the king is the graphics card. If you find a graphics card, of course you're going to grab it, and the SSDs are always worth a ton of money also. But I'm just talking about the more common items you find in PC blocks, because SSDs and GPUs, I would say, are more on the rare side for sure. So just for the more common items that you will find in PC blocks, these are the holy four. I know someone's going, Tanner, I know you're already typing something, you son of a bitch. Now you can argue PC blocks do get hit a lot, and I get that, but something that gets hit less and is left over more frequently is food. So I'm going to post a little video again. This is the thumbnail. I'll post it in the top right. You can check it out after this video on a food run that I do. Again, it's on Interchange. That's generally where I scav. I just find that it's easy to scav on that map. There's a lot of loose loot that people just miss and don't go into, but food is something that like always will get you almost 10,000 a square. It's actually quite ridiculous. Now I broke this up into two sections. This top section here is just random that you need for certain barters, and you know what, you're always going to get 10,000. So the humpback, there's 10, the Tashanka, there's 17 right now, the peas 14, Tashanka for the AKM barter 12, the coffee 23. So these aren't for super specific, like the Tashanka for sure, that all they're for barters. There's a reason they're expensive, but the main reason these bottom ones are expensive is because of this barter actually. And these are, we can call them the holy four in food, that will never go down in price. They're always pretty stable because you need these 4 items to barter for this Haldranik, right? So if you want a fridge container in your inventory, these 4 items are what you need. So squash right now is at 15 to 17. Your Tarkola is 15. Your hot rods are 10 because you can craft them, that's why, but still you'll get 10. And then the herring's at 17, right? So if you see any of these 4 items, these bottom 4, yeah, make sure you definitely pick them up. More than not, the squash, the Tarkola, and the herring, you're going to make good profit from this. And every single other item here, you're still making really good money. These are items, again, overlooked. No one really cares about this late in the wipe, but you do, because you want to be a millionaire, because you deserve to be a millionaire. Insert speech about how you're an amazing person here. You're amazing. Except for you, Tanner. Fuck you. So the last section we're going to call the filing cabinet and the sports bag. Now, filing cabinet and sports bags, there's so much that you can find in there. I'm just showing a little, like right here, I'm just showing a little bit of items that I know for a fact are 10,000 and definitely get overlooked, but there's so much that can spawn in there. There's a wide array that you're going to make a mistake. You're going to pick something up that's worth maybe 3,000 or 4,000 rubles, and you know, you didn't drop it for the 10,000 item for sure because you're like, oh, I have a feeling about this. It's okay to make mistakes. Like with something that I can't tell you, like food, it's easy. PC blocks, it's easy. But like when it comes to things like sports bags and stuff like that, you just have to learn by sometimes getting burnt, and that's okay, you know. And that's what this channel honestly is about. It's about knowledge, trying to get you more knowledge and try to make sure that you don't beat yourself up over Tarkov. The game's already hard enough. You don't have to make yourself miserable because you made one wrong move. As long as you're learning from it, because you will, it's okay. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Remember, it's free for you guys, but it does mean the world to me. And I just want to say thank you again for watching this whole thing. And until next time, I'll just talk to you guys later. Why did I wink there? Weird.